This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking you up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today we have another special guest. So, guest, please introduce yourself.
My name is Jayn Bobo. I am into fitness and hiking and anything outdoors.
Yeah, so we'll just go straight into it. I want to know, like, when did you between hiking and fitness, what came first?
I can say it's a mix of both, because when I started fitness, around the same time where I started hiking. So I started running because I wanted to go to Elephant Hill. A couple of friends were preparing to go to Mount Everest. This is way back in 2018. So when they were preparing, I thought, oh, why not? So I started working up, and by then the office that I was working at, we had our own gym. So I started working out there. But before the gym, I used to really love going on walks, long walks. Maybe it's because I didn't have a car, but also I just loved walking. So walking and the gym. So we had an instructor. So I started the gym. Then after
your internet and audio is a little bit shaky, but we'll just continue. So I would like to know, for fitness, what really motivated you to join fitness and you keep on going, because fitness is not something that you will do one day and then it's done.
So I had just started a new job. I was working, it wasn't really a new job. I had still a second year at an international audit firm. So the pressure was too much. So for me, I started working out as an outlet to just go release the pressure. So what I used to do, I work all the way up to 5, go to the gym, work out, and then go back to the office and work some more until like midnight, then go home. So the moment, so it was like a break, you know, the way you work so hard and then you want to take a break. And then after the break, then you continue working. So that is really what made me want to, sorry, I have a call, let me just, oh no. Oh, yeah. The call is gone. So the outlet, so finding an outlet, and then every time I would work out, my metabolism became better because I had problems with my stomach. So so the health issues now started showing up. And then when I'd go to the gym, I loved lifting. So I'd lift, and then 2 months later, people would start telling me, oh my God, you look so good, you look so good. So I think also that encouraged me to just continue doing it. Yeah. However, I haven't been to the gym in the last few months. So I got into an accident. So I'm still recovering from the accident back in February. But once I'm good, hopefully by next month, I'll be back.
And what about hiking? Now, you know, many people are passionate about different things. And for you, hiking, that's different. I just want to know, how did that even come about? How did you, is it something that started while you were young, or the interest just came while you were an adult?
No, the interest in hiking came way after, when I was an adult. So the first time I knew there was actually Mount Kenya, it was back in 2017, talking about it in the office, and our office was sponsoring to pay for 20 people to go to the mountain. So I went home, and then I told them, oh, I think I'd like to go to Mount Kenya. And then I was told, no, you can't go you are asthmatic, you're going to become sick. So getting the feedback, then I was like, no, why would I limit myself? So I think me knowing that I can't be limited by something that can be controlled by medicine, I just thought to myself, one day I would want to go to Mount Kenya. But then being really now passionate about it really started in 2020 during the pandemic. So we're into the pandemic, there's not much to do, you're working from home, the dynamics have changed. The only difference that you're seeing is when you're moving from one room to the other in the house, and probably when you're going to do shopping and there's the issue of masks and you need to be safe. So at first I didn't want to interact with anyone because now my immunity was not that good. But then once I had now built a culture of now working out, because now into the pandemic, 3 months into the pandemic, I started now working out and going for really long walks. I do around 20K a day because I used to walk all the way. By then I used to live in Upper Hill, so I'd walk from Upper Hill all the way to Mbagathi, then to railways, and then all the way back to Upper Hill. So I used to do that every single day. And then I stopped walking. Now I started running, so I would run the same distance. So me building that culture of me wanting to move around. So when it even came to hiking, it became simpler because now my endurance will be better. So now that's where the passion grew. And then when you start hiking, you meet really amazing people, and the hiking community tends to have really social people. So you get to interact with them and you get to see life from a different perspective.
So from that Mount Kenya experience, is that where maybe it was an eye-opener for you and you saw maybe this is something good, I can even take part in going to other destinations? Was it like an eye-opener for you?
Actually, the eye-opener was friends who were preparing for Everest. So they went to Everest. They were actually my colleagues. I've now left that company, but they were my colleagues then. And when they came back, the stories that they were telling us about Everest, man, it was just amazing to hear it. So that was an eye-opener then, because you're just hearing stories about the mountain and things that you never thought about. So I think that having that information is what opened my eyes towards hiking as an outdoor activity.
Yeah, what are some of the other experiences that you have had? Tell us about other places that you have been able to go to.
In hiking?
Yeah.
I managed to go to Loita Hills beginning of last year, and it's so amazing to see that a place that is really hot and dry has so much greenery. We went to this amazing waterfall. It was so beautiful. And then the stories that our local guide there was a Maasai. He was called Nandio. So Nandio was just telling us amazing stories on the trails. We saw animals tracks on our way to the peak, to the summit of Loita Hills. As much as we didn't do all of them because there are 7 and we need about a week. I'm actually intending to go there once I'm better. So we didn't get to do all the peaks, but knowing that animals are there in that really hot condition, it's just amazing. So I've been to various places, camping at Hell's Gate, and basically I've explored a lot of places. As at 2021, I think I had done more than 50 hikes, if I'm not wrong. If I can go back and count all of them, I think I've done more than 50 hikes in a span of, let's just say, when I started in 2020, I didn't start at the beginning of the year. So I started in September. So between September And December, I had already done 21 hikes of 2020. So you can imagine this is someone who was going on 2 hikes every weekend. So in 2020, I did quite a bit. Then in 2021, I didn't do as much as I had planned to, but I did a lot. I did a couple of hikes. And then in this year, I've really slowed down because of life, but we are grateful for life anyway. Yeah.
I want you to talk about, from all these experiences, and I just want you to talk about some of the best places that you have been, or places where you got some of your best experiences. Yeah.
Okay, all hikes are unique in a different way, because the mountain teaches you things that you didn't know about yourself, especially when it comes to endurance and perseverance. However, for me, Mount Kenya is by far hike, because I think I was over prepared for it. However, when you're in that mountain, it's very different. It's very different than all the other mountains. Now you get to understand why our ancestors went and prayed there. You get to understand the real meaning of that mountain. So I can't really explain to one person that this is what this mountain did to me. That's why you will never find me as a doing Mount Kenya in one day. I would not want that experience, because for me, hiking and mountaineering is very much deep. It's more than just an activity. For me, it's very spiritual. And you will find when I am hiking, I know I can move fast, but I'm not a fast hike. I'm not in a rush to finish. I want to soak it all in and to just enjoy being there. So Mount Kenya gave me that perspective, because we did it in 4 days, 4 days and 3 nights. And the whole time I was just enjoying being there and being present and just having my own meditation and just thinking about life in a different way, because it gives you room for that. Also, let me tell you, when it comes to the scenery, I don't think there's nearly any one person who has captured how that mountain is beautiful. So for me, that's my highlight of my hiking. It's the way you can't capture it, but the way it makes you feel is very different from any other mountain. And I've done a couple.
Yeah. So before you go to these places, I just want you to talk about the preparation, like whether any hike you want to go to, just talk about the basic things that maybe you should have, the basic things that you do personally, because maybe somebody who has never gone for these experiences, if they come to you and maybe they want advice, what can you tell them in terms of preparation?
So personally, I live a really healthy lifestyle. So I'm always eating fruit and vegetables and drinking my water. So basically, that's where you start. You make sure that whatever is going into your body is right. So a lot of water, especially when it comes to hydration, you need to hydrate a lot, because you tend to lose a lot of fluids through sweating. So you need to be well hydrated, because if you are not well hydrated, then this means your body will give up on you and you'll start feeling lethargic and tired. So you do not want that to happen. However, for me, first is knowing that I have sweets in my bag and then the water. And then say a day 2, I'll pack my essentials. This things like to do with Vaseline, and because Vaseline helps with insulation, and also you tend to get cold burns on your lips. So you need to also just ensure that you keep reapplying your chapstick or your Vaseline or Aramis. And then, so I being a pro hiker, I have everything. So I have from the water bladder to to my backpack. So everything, most of the times I've just packed everything. So my water is there, my essentials, my first aid kit. Sometimes I go with a first aid kit. And then what else? My hiking poles. So those are the kind of things, and then an extra change of clothes. So that is in terms of preparation, but mental preparation is also very important. You need to think of a mountain as a higher being than you are, because you might get there and things are not so sweet as you see from the photos. Sometimes you get there, you get injured. Sometimes you get there and your body just shuts down and there's nothing you can do. You cannot move, it just shuts down and you sit down. And thank God the hiking community is really friendly. So some people will sit down with you and you continue talking. And then until your body has to move ahead. And if it doesn't, there is no losing or winning in a mountain. It's just conquering a mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. Still talking about these experiences, I want to understand, by visiting different places, have you been able to just see the difference in culture, different in how people from different places behave? Have you experienced the diversity of culture through your traveling to all these places?
Okay, yeah, yes, and a little bit of no, because sometimes when you go to this mountain, there's no one who's living around. The only place where I got to experience maybe a change in scenery is when we did Loiter Hills. So we used the Nguruman side, the side of Magadi. So as we were going down, when we were coming back from the summit, we met Maasais with dozens and dozens of cattle, and they were telling us they are going to move all the way to Tanzania because it was really hot in those sides of Magadi, and there was no water, there was no pasture to feed their cattle, so they were moving to Tanzania, and they were climbing the mountain. So you're asking them, why can't you use another route? They tell you that this is the best route, it's cooler. So even just seeing that, and you knowing that they're going to be there for more than 30 days just walking, and because some of the animals are giving birth, some of them are too weak to walk, some of the animals might die before they even get to Tanzania. That opened perspective. You're like, personally, I don't have to move too much to go and find food, and then they have to move miles and miles away from home so that they can get food for themselves and the pasture. As much as it's still a nomadic community, just knowing that it still happens up to now, it's just eye-opening.
For guys who maybe haven't traveled and haven't had the experience that you have, what can you tell them about hiking? Guys who have never maybe even visited maybe even a game park or something like that, what can you tell them? Is the experience
get into it,
or it's not worth it?
Yes, the experience is definitely worth it. So I'd tell them, please get into it. If you're in a mission to find yourself, you tend to find yourself. If you've lost yourself, you get lost in the mountain and then you find yourself. So just get into it. It might be tasking and tough at the beginning, but eventually what you tell your body is what it will do. So if you tell your body you're going to make it, you're going to make it. So get into it.
Yeah. And as we are finishing up, I want you to just share with guys maybe the most important lessons that you have learned from your experience in hiking. You have talked a little about your career and how you were just inspired by colleagues to start hiking. So through those experiences, I want you to just talk about the most important lessons that you have learned through these experiences.
So for me, my key lesson is kindness. So you get to see kindness being displayed by very many different people whom you've never met on mountains. So just pay it forward. If someone has ever showed you kindness in the mountain, make sure that you show someone else kindness. It's not a race. Stop rushing. Just sit down and help someone. There's no winning or losing in a mountain. It's just the same way you leave your house at 4 a.m. to go do Mount Kenya. It's the same way this other person has left there. And all of us, we have many reasons. But if you speak to a lot of people in the hiking community, that's their release. So they're escaping something that is really stressful. And mountaineering is the only beautiful and healthy release that they find solace in. So ensure that you're just spreading kindness when you're in that mountain. And also just make sure you have fun. Soak in the views, enjoy it, and snap whatever you need to snap. Bring souvenirs home. I like plants. I have come with a lot of plants from the mountains. So yeah, just enjoy. It's a beautiful journey and it's beautiful scenery.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.